What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Today is a very special episode. Super excited because we're actually going to be looking at an upgrade, a new version of a watch we're all quite familiar with on this channel, the Boldr Expedition. Now guys, I've made numerous episodes about this field watch. I love this field watch. This is kind of the reason I think Boldr is one of the better micro brands out there. It's kind of a modern, beefy take on a field watch. It's just amazing. If you want to watch an episode based upon this Boldr Expedition Everest, you can click up here and watch it. But yeah, let's go over some of the specs and then we can unbox the version 2, okay? I have not seen one in person. I don't actually know which one they sent to me. So again, I don't know which dial variant, which straps or anything. This is, I believe, a prototype. I don't know if this is the production model, but we're gonna take a look at it and we're gonna kind of see, is it an upgrade or is it kind of worse than the original? I don't know. It's 1:09 p.m. Let's get down to business. All right, time for a little refresher course, okay? If you guys aren't familiar with this Boldr Expedition Everest, absolutely love it. Let's talk about the specs. All right, this Boldr Expedition Everest has a diameter of 41 millimeters. Of course, it's got that stainless steel case, and it's powered by a Sellita SW201 Swiss-made automatic movement. You're of course getting hacking and hand wind, and you're getting a 38-hour power reserve to go along with it. You're getting a water resistance rating of 200 meters and dual threaded crowns. That's right, that's really cool on this watch. It's kind of something that sets it apart from something like an alpinist. So the bottom crown at the 4 o'clock, sets the time and the date, and the top crown over by the 2 o'clock actuates an internal rotating compass. Now, if you guys want to know how to use that compass, I've made an episode with this watch explaining that process up here, so click that link and watch that episode. Now, this watch utilizes dual-colored super-luminova lume, and again, that's just kind of some added detail that they didn't have to throw in, but it makes for a really nice-looking glow. You're getting a nice blue color alongside that nice green color, and the watch has a double-domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the inner side. The case thickness is 14.5 millimeters thick, so kind of a chunky boy when it comes to field watches. Again, it's a far cry from that very thin 38 millimeter Hamilton khaki field mechanical. I believe that's like only 9.5 millimeters thick. So yeah, this is a beefy boy, but again, it wears quite flat on the wrist still. It's got 20 millimeter lugs and a lug to lug of 48.2 millimeters. Now here's something that I already know differs from the new version, and I haven't even seen the new version in person. I've only seen the media photos. This watch, and we'll get a shot of it, the original has a very cool display case back showing off that Sellita movement, and it has kind of a nice, it looks almost sandblasted topographical map, and it kind of plays into the whole Boldr Expedition theme. I believe the new version doesn't have a display case back, so we're gonna have to look at that. So okay, now that we're all very familiar with the Boldr Expedition Everest, the original Expedition, let's go ahead and unbox the version 2. How does it stack up? We're gonna find out. All right, here we go, Boulder Supply Co. Going in. Rip this baby open. Ooh. Oh wow, that's like a composite box. That feels pretty cool. Oh, maybe I should take out. You know what? We're just gonna do it this way. I'm not even gonna take it out of the cardboard. Let's get you in focus. Ooh. Okay, so on their website, I believe this one is the Sinai version. Let's take a look. You know what? Let's get even closer. Oh, I already feel something that I don't like here. Okay, guys. Silicone straps or rubber straps. This is gonna give me a rash. One strike against the new Expedition. Let's dig a little deeper. All right, so far, the watch looks and feels great. It feels like a Boulder, you know, high quality, everything that I expect from a Boulder Expedition. Now I've only had it in my hands for, you know, a couple seconds, but it feels good. Everything feels good. Now you heard me complain about this strap. Now before we go over the specifications, let me elaborate, okay? This Boldr Expedition, the original, it showed up with this factory canvas strap, okay? Heavy duty, has some nice bezels here in the holes so that it kind of mitigates any fraying. There's some leather backing, just a really nice, durable, comfortable canvas strap. Now I chose to change it out for a 2-piece NATO only because I like my field watches to have the added security of a NATO strap. This, oh man, it feels supple, like it feels good. I just know that with my sensitive skin, I get a heat rash because silicone, rubber, resin, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't allow my skin to breathe, and the sweat just kind of hangs out there and it gives me a rash. So this Boulder Expedition, you've seen it on some time away episodes. I actually use my Boulder Expedition to go out and about, hiking, traveling, very comfortable watch. But this, with this strap, I would immediately have to change that out. You know what? They both have 20mm lugs, so I could probably just put it on this canvas strap from the original Expedition. But this isn't my watch, so I'm not going to be changing out the strap. Let's go ahead and talk about the specifications. Ooh, very, very smooth sweeping second hand. I like that. All right, so this new Boulder Expedition, and again, I believe this is the Sinai dial. This is 41mm, 316 stainless steel case. That's the same as my Boulder Expedition Everest. It's got a Sellita SW201 Swiss-made automatic movement, hacking hand wind, 38-hour power reserve. That's also the same as the original Boulder Expedition. 200-meter water resistance rating. They kept that. Dual threaded crowns. Now you'll notice something kind of different. See how there's number markings on this internal rotating bezel, and there's a compass on this internal rotating bezel. I'm kind of bummed to see them ditch the compass, and it looks like this is a timing bezel. Yep. So you could use this, you know, match it up with your minute hand, and then you can use that as a timing bezel, similar to like a dive watch. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I got one of these Boulder Expedition version 2s, I would probably still wear it as a field watch, but overall, this kind of gives off a much more nautical vibe. Okay, again, timing bezel, no compass, and a rubber strap. This kind of feels like it was made for the wet stuff. This, when you look at it, when it came on a canvas strap and it has the compass, kind of seems like it was, you know, more field watch exploration type vibes. This, again, kind of just feels like a super compressor, some type of diver. I don't dislike it. I just honestly kind of like this take on a field watch more. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. Let's see. It's still got super-luminova lume. It looks like these indexes are obviously going to glow orange. We'll put a lume shot in there for you so we can check it out. It's got double-domed sapphire crystal. Now, this, I don't know if it's because of the contrast of the black, but it looks like this crystal hangs off the case a little bit more than the original. That might just be because of how the light edge of the crystal contrasts with the coating. Now, I believe this is probably, in all likelihood, PVD coating. Feels solid. I'm actually trying to scratch their watch with my fingernail. Don't tell Boulder. Yeah. Doesn't look like it's scratching easier, but, you know, it's just a fingernail. Yeah, it looks good. 4 o'clock crown, 4 o'clock date. Again, I'm not really into 4 o'clock dates. Boulder seems to pull it off well. I do like that they went with a black date wheel, okay? I don't like it when companies have these nice matte black dials and then they muck it up with a really light colored white date wheel. I like it. Dark colored watch, dark theme, dark hand, dark crown, and they went for a dark date wheel. It's not super jarring on the eye. It looks good. Case thickness. This is listed at 14mm. Now, if you recall, the official listing for the original Boulder Expedition is 14.5. So is this a bit thinner? Well, we're gonna put them back to back and see. Another difference is that this is listed a lug to lug of 46mm, whereas the original Boulder Expedition was listed 48.2 millimeters. So does this have an all-around slimmer, smaller profile? Let's go ahead and see when we put it on the wrist, and we'll also get kind of a split screen back-to-back shot for you there. Another difference that I've mentioned before just by looking at the media photos, this does not have, another difference with this rubber strap is that it doesn't want to easily slide out of the buckle easy. That might be a good thing though, it'll stay on your wrist. Yeah, so this does not have a display case back. You know, it has a boot going through. I don't know what that is, guys. Let me know. Is this a maze? What is that? It's a cool design. And yeah, you know, expedition. We're going on a little expedition. We have a boot. I don't know if that's a Red Wing. It better be a Red Wing. Please sponsor me, Red Wing. Looks good. I honestly prefer the display case back, especially when the display case back version still has the 200-meter water resistance rating. So it's not like this makes it all that more durable. I mean, this is on the back of your wrist, so it's not like it's going to be bumped up against anything. But looks good all in all. Yeah, let's compare the two. Why not? All right. So I apologize, guys, for the glare here. Hello. I don't know if you can see me in the crystal there. I don't know if this is a bit of a skewed comparison because this obviously has a brushed stainless steel case and this has kind of a matte PVD coated black. Just looking at it through my monitor back here, it does look like this new Boulder Expedition, the version 2, might be, you know, a little bit more sleek, a little bit smaller. But again, this is light colored, this is dark, and we all know black is a little bit slimming, right? We got to take advantage of our angles. We got to take advantage of our colors, people. Come on, black is slimming. Also, don't wear horizontal stripes, makes you look fat. Anyway, is this smaller? I'm not sure. Listed at 46 millimeters lug to lug. This is listed at 48.2 millimeters lug to lug. Can you discern that? Can you feel that on the wrist? I doubt it. I've had this one on the wrist for, you know, many months. I've worn this watch. This, I haven't worn it on the wrist yet, so let's go ahead and put it on the wrist in a second. I don't think when it comes down to a couple millimeters here or there, you'd actually be able to tell a difference. And again, apparently, let me get you in focus here, guys. So sorry, unprofessional. Let me get you in focus. Apparently, this new version 2 is 0.5 millimeter slimmer. I don't know if you'd be able to notice that. Now, I'm wearing this, the original, on a 2-piece NATO, so that adds, you know, a little bit more thickness there. I don't know if you'd honestly be able to tell the difference. Now, here's another thing. Pains me to complain about this because I want to really like this new version. The serrations here on the crown, they work, you know, they feel good. They don't, it's not like you're slipping all over the place. It's aggressive. The knurling here though on the crown of the original, man, it grips you. It feels like an Olympic bar. Like in weightlifting, this knurling is freaking great, and it almost looks tougher. Looks a bit more rugged. Big fan of the knurling on the original Boulder Expedition. I wish they kept it on the second version. I understand they have to change things up. Another thing that bothers me a little bit, but not a whole lot, is they chose different hour and minute hands, okay? If I'm totally honest, I actually really like the hour and minute hand on the version 2. What I love is that they kept the very Boulder, almost proprietary second hand. If they changed the second hand on the version 2, I would have been absolutely furious. So they kept the good Boulder second hand. Love that. Let's go ahead and put the version 2 on the wrist and see if I can actually tell a difference when it comes to the apparent difference in sizing. Let's do it. All right, here it is, Boulder Expedition Sinai. And this is, again, the second version of the Boulder Expedition. Feels good. I don't like this rubber strap. That's going to have to change. We're gonna have to put it on a NATO strap, or again, I personally would, you know, switch it out for a canvas strap like the factory version. Guys, I like it. It feels good. It's sleek. It's a Boulder Expedition. And I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but there's already a really good glow going on those indexes, and I haven't even lit them up with a flashlight or anything. It's already glowing. So lume is great, highly visible, incredibly easy to read. I love that glowing orange in contrast with the dark matte features on this watch. Boulder crushes it. I'm gonna be honest. Boulder absolutely crushes it. But it's because Boulder crushes it that I personally prefer the original. Dun dun dun. That's right. Gonna be honest, between the original Boulder Expedition and the new one, I'm going with the original. I'm probably biased because I've spent more time with this watch. I don't know, this new one doesn't feel as much like a field watch. This one feels like a field watch. I have a fetish for field watches. I think you'd be happy with either of these. I think they're both incredibly solid. I'm not getting paid to say this. This watch is going back to Boulder, so don't worry. They're not giving me the watch. I'm not being swayed in any way. I will probably pick up one of these new Boulder Expeditions because I really like the company, and again, it's a solid watch. Is it a field watch? Not really when you compare it to the original Boulder Expedition, but that's just me. It's a good watch. I prefer the original, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, guys. So if you enjoyed this little comparison episode, go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to support the channel, if you like what we're doing here, then hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the content that we make. We upload all the time, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday with a live stream Q&A every single Saturday. I look forward to that one every week. And brand new episodes every week on the Time Away channel, so make sure to subscribe there as well. Again, guys, help out what we're doing here. Shop at the Amazon store, link in the description below. Shop at the TimeTellerShop.com. Every watch there is handpicked by me. 1-year warranty with full service by professional watchmakers. Yeah, guys, I'll love you for it. If you pick up a watch there, you won't regret it. Vintage luxury watches at an affordable price. No Boulders there though, because these aren't quite vintage yet, but who knows? In a few decades, when my son is running the channel, when Time Teller Jr. is running the channel, these might be considered vintage. But for now, these are still in the modern world. Guys, I like this new Boulder Expedition version 2, but I love the original Boulder Expedition. There you have it, guys. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, share this with other watch enthusiasts and other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it. Real quick, if you enjoyed this episode, then do not worry, the fun doesn't need to stop here. Check out these recommended episodes that are going to be popping up on the screen anytime now. Also, take a moment, check out my brand new channel, the Time Away channel. It's where I talk about everything outside of the watch world, some of my other collections, some of my other hobbies. And if you're not interested in any of that, don't worry, just stay right here and I will see you right here. Because I never leave. I am trapped inside of this camera. Let's turn the camera around. Heck yeah. Dab.